Welcome back, you bastards. Nah, man, seriously, it's Monday. You know what time it is, that Q&A. We had a lot of questions like last week, and we're gonna make this shorter. And I hope you guys don't get upset or anything like that, but I am going to have shorter answers just to have everybody's questions cramped in. And if you want to join the Q&A for the next video on Monday, all you have to do is throw in your question in the comment section. I will heart it, which will mean that you'll get your answer in the next video, and you're also gonna get featured on the channel, which is always fun, right? But let's kick things off. So first question comes from Mr. Jazz Gaming. Great videos, man. Thank you. Can you show us your talents and how it may change between BGs and arenas? Sure thing, man. I don't really change that much. So at the moment, for the pre-patch in arenas, I'm using Execution Sentence, Blade of Wrath, Fist of Justice, Wake of Ashes, Eye for an Eye when facing melee comms, Cavalier when facing really kite heavy comms like Mage, Shaman or something like that, and Unbreakable Spirit when it's best of both worlds, like an RMP for example. Word of Glory, and for now Divine Purpose, although I am changing a lot between Divine Purpose and Inquisition. I really like Inquisition's haste. I hate the fact that we have this many I have a lot of downtime because my gear on live is really fucked up haste wise. Now for BGs, the only thing that I change is Execution Sentence, no more. I take Righteous Verdict, and I always run Divine Purpose in BGs. That's it, plain and simple. Thank you for the question, man, and keep them coming. And next one is from Morbus. Love your content, man, you're funny as fuck. Thank you. What do you think about alts this new expansion? I cannot decide between Demon Hunter, Paladin, and a Rogue. Well, assuming all three of these classes are candidates for your alts, I would say Rogue, man. Rogue would be the best choice because it can do good in PvE and PvP, and in leveling, and in world PvP, out of all of these three. Now, of course, I'm in a Paladin, and I have a Rogue as an alt, so I'm biased as fuck over here. But ask anybody around, okay? Anybody who knows a little bit about the game, Rogues have it good no matter what. So, as an alt, Rogue would be your best bet. And, alts in BFA will be a lot easier to level up and catch them up and get them up to speed with things. Because once again, you have your Heart of Azeroth, which is unique to every spec and class. I mean, you don't have to have different artifact weapons for every spec and shit like that. Plus, the Azerite power grind is much more relaxed than it was in Legion. So it will be a good time for alts. Rogue, motherfucker. Okay, moving along, thank you for the question. Spec Ops says, what would you pick, Paladin or Rogue? What the guys, did you guys talk to each other? This is so similar to the previous question. I pick both. Paladin is my main, Rogue is my alt, but Rogue is so close. It's I'm gonna level up my Paladin, getting up to par, then immediately after gonna get my Rogue, because I love both of these classes so much. They're really satisfying. So my answer is both. My third would be a Monk. But thank you for the question, man. Keep them coming. Next one, Edo Esho. For PvP, Ret Paladins feel really good. They do. However, for PvE DPS, I feel like we're lacking. What's your thoughts on this, Marcelian? PvE, I haven't done that much PvE as of late. I did a lot when the beta came out because there wasn't nobody queued for arena skirmishes and shit. And it felt good, man. It didn't feel we were lacking. I mean, we are not the cleave machines we were in Legion, I'll give you that, but our AoE is still decent, and our single target damage right now is really good. I mean, we're gonna shine with bosses and shit like that, so I think we're good on the PvE side. Not super good, not bad, let's say decent, average, average Joe type shit, which I'm fine with, and I'm pretty sure that things will move along. We're gonna just get better and better, hopefully. But yeah, that's my 2 cents in it, man. Thank you for the question. Now, next one is from Hellhunter, one of our Patreons. Heroes Lounge will start. What do you think Prime Legion Mostars team will do in this season? Okay. So Prime Legion Mostars is the team we're partnered with. Hellhunter is part of that team. It's a Heroes of the Storm team. They participate in the Heroes Lounge contests and shit. And the Legion the season just started, okay? So I would think that you guys will take either 1, 2, or 3. But you guys have to practice a lot, and keep them wins coming. From time to time, guys, I mean, on a monthly basis, you're gonna see Heroes of the Storm montages with plays from the Prime Legion Mostars. Okay, so let's give these guys our support, our round of support, so they do well in Heroes Lounge. Thank you for the question, Hunter, and the support, bro. Love ya. Okay, next one is from Tizzy. Never knew you could have silver hair so young from genetics. That's really cool. Yeah, man. So my question is, will you have my babies? Oh man, listen up. If you're gonna come to EU Sylvanas on Alliance, and we're gonna make some Dark Iron Dwarves babies, okay? If you get my drift. Oh man. Thank you for the question, Dizzy. Keep on coming, I guess. Eric Powery, can you comment on the recent nerfs to Paladin? Do you think it was a big of a nerf? What nerfs, man? There were no nerfs. I mean, it would appear they nerfed us, but it's actually not true. They really buffed our spenders, like Templar's Verdict, you know, Divine Storm, you know, even Wake of Ashes, you know, Execution Sentence, really like huge buffs over there. We like single target gods almost, it feels like. And in PvP, I really didn't feel anything like damage wise. It doesn't feel you deal less of a damage. You know, some things changed around where you have to like prioritize and shit, but it was never a nerf. I have made a video on this shit as well. You should go check that shit out and see, because I did like, you know, poor man's math over there to show off it was actually a buff. Go check the video out. You're gonna get convinced, I'm sure of it. Okay, Kalun Chung, hope I pronounced that correctly, bro. Hey Mars, love your channel, really love it. Thank you, man. My question is, what do you think about Feral Druid in PvP? I've never played this spec before, but I'm gonna try it out in Battle for Azeroth, especially for PvP. Is Feral Druid hard to play? What's the difference between Feral Druid and Assassination Rogue? And do you think Ret is weak in Mythic Plus in BFA? Seems Ret AoE is weak in my opinion. Okay, so you got a lot of questions in this, man. Let's take it step by step. Feral Druid in PvP. It's okay. It feels they're really squishy. They can die really fast. I don't feel as of now they bring that much to the table, but traditionally Feral Druids always had it good in PvP, especially after the middle of the first season would launch. So I would see them do good in the future for sure. Not too great currently. Is Feral Druid hard to play? It's one of the hardest specs to play, definitely. Not saying that, you know, you need to be a fucking NASA scientist to understand how it works, but, you know, it's kind of different, you know, because you have energy regen combo points similar to rogues. So yeah, to be a good Feral definitely takes a lot of practice and skill for sure, especially in PvP. Now, what's the difference between Feral Druid and Assassination Rogues? Well, I don't know, I can see similarities in the fact that they have, you know, bleeds, dots and all of that shit, but really Rogue has much more going for him because of, you know, the amount of crown control and utility it brings. You can have an argument that Ferals have, you know, off kills or regrowth and shit like that, but that kind of stops there. And also Thorns, I believe, is really good against melees. But Rogue, on the other hand, can control a fight, you know, and there's really like the main difference is the amount of CC a Rogue can bring to the table. Plus now, the Assassination Rogue pressure is much higher than the Feral one. So that can be added as well. The Retribution being weak for Mythic Plus, hell no, man. I think they're gonna be really good. The thing is, everybody seems to have this impression that they were nerfed when they actually were buffed. Especially like Divine Storm was buffed, that will be super huge on, you know, Mythic Plus AoE shit. Also, Consecration is a talent that you should pick for PvE stuff all the time because it just adds up to the AoE and it's better than Wake of Ashes, you know, in that environment. So I don't think it's weak at all. I think it's just decent. Okay, there's a lot of classes who do really good AoE damage, and there's a couple of classes who do shit damage. We're not in any of those spectrums. We're in the middle ground. So yeah, thank you for the questions. Keep them coming, yo. And I hope I didn't fuck your name up. Okay, next question is from our very own Tristesse. Thanks for answering my question. You betcha. For the next Q&A, how competitive are you at the moment in PvP? What kind of rate of XP you're playing on? What's your goal? So traditionally I kind of played at 2k, 2.1k MMR all the time. I got 2k in Legion on my Ret. I don't know if I got it on my Rogue. So that's what I play on. The thing is, my teammates are all the time rotating. I never get to have like a solid long-term team. But the people that I ended up playing with all the time, I got to this level, like 2.1, something like that. I do play competitively, but not that try hard. Now for this expansion, I want to go that extra step. My goal is to get Gladiator. On both my Paladin and my Rogue, but I'll be happy if I get the title for one of each. Usually I don't really go for this tryhard thingy, but the thing is, like for Battle for Azeroth, I just want to have some sort of objective PvP wise, because you know I'm not really interested in getting transmogs and shit like that, but I really want that title. So generally my experience like since forever it's been like to 2k, even in RBGs and shit. 2.1 I think I got the max over there, which I think is pretty decent. You know, I like being competitive, but I also like having fun. When you grind too hard, you tend to get a little bit fucked up in the head. But I hope that answers your question, man, and keep on coming. And I know you have a second question as well. I've seen it like recently in the comments. I'm sorry I didn't get it in this one. We'll throw it in the next Q&A, okay? Hope you don't mind, Tristas. Alright, moving on to the next question, which is from Eminence. If you could bring back one baseline ability and one talent for Ret, what would it be? I'd pick Hammer of Ret or Exorcism along with Long Arm of the Law. Okay, so Long Arm of the Law 100%. I've said this in multiple videos of mine. I'm on the same boat. I cannot think of any other talent to bring for Paladins. Long Arm of the Law 100%. Now, when it comes to baseline abilities, oh man, there's so many I want to bring back. There's one that I really want back is Turn Evil. And I love Turn Evil because of the flavor, the paladinish flavor, you know, just fear off, you know, undead shit or demon shit. You know, that's really cool, plays into the whole paladin theme. And it worked really well in arenas when you were fighting, you know, DKs and warlocks and shit. Really awesome. I don't know how demon hunters would work. I don't think it would apply. But definitely either that or actually I kind of miss Zealotry. If you guys remember Zealotry from Kata, that was like you used it when you had 3 holy powers. It didn't consume the holy powers, but you could activate it when you had 3 holy powers. And what it did was every time you would Crusader strike, you would generate 3 holy powers instantly. And that was like for 20 seconds. I thought that was really good. I mean, you used to like pair that up with Avenging Wrath or have, you know, in Guardian of Ancient Kings and shit like that, and you did some great fucking damage. Granted, that was the only damage you could do within that window, but hey. So yeah, I would bring back either Turn Evil as baseline or Zealotry, and as talents, same as you, my man, Long Arm of the Law. I'm crying for that. Please bring it back, please. Oh, but thank you for the question, bro. Keep it coming. Alright, next one is from Sliced once again. I love, he's like becoming really present in the Q&As here. So, what was your most memorable moment in WoW? And if you could change one thing in the game, what would it be? Oh boy. Man, you're coming off with the hardest questions, man. There's a lot of memorable moments, but I think the biggest one is the one that first comes to my mind is when I first made like a WoW character a long time ago. I made like a Night Elf Druid, I think. He didn't last too long, but I made that guy, and I just vividly remember the atmosphere in Teldrassil, like the music and shit like that. All the quests, it was astonishing. And the biggest impact was I was doing this quest in a dungeon or something like that. I always died. And at some point, another Night Elf came along and, you know, it invited me. I didn't know what to do because I didn't play any MMO at the time. He invited me and said, let's do this together. And it was like so mind-blowing to me. It's like, dude, we can do a quest together. How about that? Again, I didn't know what the fuck an MMO was. I was coming from Diablo 2. And it was like, you know, mind-boggling. And the fact that I party up with that guy and did all of the quests in that area and shit. And you know, that with all of the music around and all the team, the Night Elf team from back when, that was I think in 2006 or 7, I don't know. It was really mind-blowing and it's so vivid in my mind. I still go back and make, from time to time I go back and make a Night Elf just to hear the music and go through the zones and shit, to have that nostalgia going. One thing that I can change about the game, I would remove LFR and I would remove the looking for group. Either that or I would just ban flying completely. I don't know, man, it just doesn't feel right. At the beginning all of these felt right, but looking back now, it killed a lot of the fantasy of an MMO, and especially for me who I love to do like PvP, having flying mounts all over the continents just doesn't really work up. I mean, I used to love, until we had flying on Azeroth, I just used to love, you know, ganking people, or, you know, get pissed off when I got ganked. You know, I literally, when I had people gank me, I literally like had a paper and wrote their names down. Can you believe this shit? I wrote every name for the people who ganked me, and when I always said I'm gonna get to max level and I'm gonna fuck you guys up. So that's what I would change. It's controversial, I know, but fuck it. You know, fuck LFR, fuck looking for group shit. Not the pre-made one. I'm looking for that dungeon shit, and fuck the flag. That's it. you know, take it or leave it. But thank you for the question, man. Really awesome question. Love it. Keep them coming. Okay, next one is from Brandon Zimmer. Awesome video, man. Thank you. What do you think of red viability in Mythic Plus? And is there any Azurite traits that could help with AoE? Ooh. So again, I think Ret Paladins will be really viable in Mythic Plus. You're gonna see. And regarding the Azurite traits, I don't know if there's that much that would help with AoE. I know there's one for Divine Storm, where if you Divine Storm targets that are below 20%, you get like a strength increase. I don't know, you know, it's not like really, you know, 100% AoE, but it does help with the strength. And there's also another one, but I think that's from Uldir or some sort of like, it's from a raid boss drop for sure, where you have a chance to like proc some damage that goes AoE and shit. Hopefully I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna use, you know, while I'm talking about this, I'm gonna use the images and the abilities on the video. So I think these are the only tools. I looked, you know, when I got the Gladiator Sanctum, I looked into the beta for a lot of gear. Didn't really see that much of AoE happenings over there, but things can change, man. Definitely. Hope it answers your question, man. Thank you for it, and keep them coming. Alrighty, next one is from Broccoli Joe. Do you think Ret Paladins will develop new comps this expansion, and if so, which comps? Well, I'm sure of it. I mean, new comps, you know, more or less. So in Legion, the most prevalent comp you could do was Cupid, hands down. Now I can see Ret Paladins doing Scooby-Doo like Red Rogue and a healer. I can see us going back to Vanguard's Cleave like Ret Paladin DK. Granted, this time with Unholy DK because they're really strong right now. And I can see them with you know, with the Affliction Warlocks maybe. And with Shadow Priest as well. I mean, traditionally this worked, but in Legion you didn't have that. In WoD you had these comps. You had Red Warlock, you had Red Shadow Priest, you had Red Rogue, you had Vanguard's Cleave. So new comps were basically new comps for what we had in Legion, because these comps always existed, but they weren't really that effective in Legion. Now in Battle for Azeroth I can definitely see them. Thank you for the question, Broccoli Joe. Keep them coming. Okay, next one is from Mr. Zell. Purely for fun, how cool would it be if Outlaw Heroics had cannons on their backs like Blastoise? Oh, that's from Pokemon, I think. That they could use as a finisher or a heroic leap. Just JJB here, hello. I think it would be a little bit too much for a class to add that. I mean, just having like cannons on the back. But I can see it work as an animation. You know, just to be a separate ability, like pull up a cannon and shit and just poof, throw your way into the sky. You use it like a heroic leap. I can see that happening, but just having like two cannons on the back, I don't see it happening for a class. NPCs could have that for sure. And yeah, it would work, man. I would see like, I don't know, the Outlaw Rogue seems to me a bit more like, you know, pirate drunky. So I would seem like, I don't know, having, you know, bottles of booze and shit, like throwing bottles at people and disorienting them or seeing them, shit like that. I don't know. But, you know, really cool idea, man. Be creative and shit. I like it. Thank you, man. Thank you for the question. Keep them coming. Alright, next one. Veiled Assassin. Yo. Not sure if I have a question at the moment. Just pause it to add my thoughts on the speed increase straight off. Okay. In Holy, we have Light of the Martyr. Yeah. Sacrifice life for life. Sure. Something like that. Same mechanic can be used for speed increase. Oh. That sounds pretty good, actually. Sacrifice life for speed. You feel me? I definitely feel you, bro. And it goes into the theme of the Paladin as well. I mean, you know, this holy warrior sacrifices himself for others and shit like that. Definitely can see that happening. It's actually a cool idea, man. I love you guys for having these ideas. Sacrifice life for speed. Now you would have to have like a really on-point healer to not get, you know, to not kill yourself to catch your target. But it's a really awesome idea, and I would be down for that 100%. Sacrifice life, just have something like Light of the Martyr, for sure. But thank you very much for the question and the input on the Sacrifice Life for speed, man. Really awesome. Pow pow. Okay, so next question is from Mickey Olin. As a first-time Ret Paladin for BFA and I haven't played WoW since before Pandas. Ooh, that's Cataclysm. Got a lot of catching up to do, son. Could you please explain the optimal damage rotation with cooldowns and all? Thanks, and please keep upping your cool fits. Okay, man. Optimal damage rotation. Dude, I am gonna have a complete PvP guide for Ret Paladins further on into the battle for Azeroth so we get the proper data. But if you want to get like the general rotation, so there's like 2 of them depending on what talents you pick. If you go with Inquisition, you should open up with Blade of Wrath, Judgment, then pop your Inquisition, then pop your Wings, then Wake of Ashes, Execution Sentence, and then, you know, build Crusader Strikes, Templar's Verdict, Crusader Strikes, Templar's Verdict, Judgment, you know, just build shit and use Templar's Verdicts. That's the general idea. So if you have Inquisition on the last one, Blade of Justice, Judgment, Inquisition, Wings, Wake of Ash, Execution Sentence, and Templar's Verdicts, and all of that. Now, if you don't play with Inquisition and go with Divine Purpose, it just switching a little bit. You still open with Blade of Justice first and Judgment, but and after that you Wings. But after you Wings, you first use your Execution Sentence on the bastard, and then Wake of Ashes, because without the Inquisition, you have the opportunity to get your Wake of Ashes buffed from the Execution Sentence, which buffs holy damage, okay? And then it's sort of the same thing. You Templar's Verdict, then Crusader Strike, Judgment, whatever you can to build holy powers and use Templar's Verdicts all the time. That's pretty much it. But again, stick around to the channel because we are going to have a complete PvP guide with everything included for Ret Paladins. Thank you though. Keep them coming. Alright, next question is from Elias Shahud. Hey man, love your content, hands down my favorite WoW channel. Wow, thank you so much, man. It's still hard to wrap my head around being someone's favorite WoW channel. It's pretty mind-baffling, to be honest. Thank you, what can I say? Just wanted to ask, what's the best retribution talents for PvE if you happen to know? I'm getting back to WoW next week, so I gotta be prepared. Thank you, bro. PvE, well, the thing with PvE is I will do some PvE, especially, you know, dungeons and shit like that, and I did a lot of it in the first, you know, the first iteration of the beta, you know, prior to the Gladiator Sanctum shit. Regarding PvE stuff, I talk a lot with Skeletor, who's like a, you know, a PvE red god and, you know, really awesome theory crafter. And from his sims, I've picked a build that, you know, delivers a really good chunk of damage. And this is without having, you know, previous tier raid sets and shit like that. So talent-wise, Righteous Verdict, Hammer of Wrath, Fist of Justice or Blinding Light, depending on what you prefer, you know, if you want to like do some more CC, Wake of Ashes, Cavalier, Word of Glory, and Divine Purpose. This build seems pretty good on a lot of fights, and again, Ret Paladin seems to be worked towards being more of a single target focused motherfucker. And we can also use Wake of Ashes, but it really depends on what type of fight you have and what type of tank you have. If the tank doesn't like keep the mobs in one place, then consecration really doesn't add up. You do need only 3 seconds of consecration to get the full potential out of it, but this build out of Skeletor Sims is one of the best, and you know, it should work really well, so try it out. In the pre-patch, you still have time to test a lot of builds and shit. I'm gonna have a link in the description with Skeletor's PvE guide, so you have a maybe better idea on what things to do as a Ret in PvE. Hope this helps, yo, and thank you very much once again. Keep them questions coming. Now, for the last question, haha. Cloud Strife 1990. Hey man, I think if we get Repentance basic and instant as Ret, we don't need more mobility. What do you say? Too much and we need less damage as a trade-off? I get your question, man, but the thing about Repentance is that's a sap basically. So you can use it to stop a target, but literally you have to use it as a complementary CC. I mean, think about it like this: if you're gonna like just Repentance a mage just to get to him, as soon as you hit him, he will root you and blink away, and you did nothing. You wasted a cooldown of great CC and you didn't catch your target. So I don't think mobility would be the trade-off if we get Repentance. Damage, I can see it happening. If we get more CC, that means more utility. We can tone down the damage for sure, no problemo. Thank you for the question once again, and also keep them coming. And with this, we round it up, motherfuckers. Whew, it was a long one. I hope I kept it shorter. I don't know, I'll see on the editing. But I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the support and involvement. If you guys want to join our Discord, it's in the description. We can have, you know, talk over there as well. I have the community set up for now. It's on EU Alliance on Sylvanas. The link will be also in the description. And that's about it, man. See you tomorrow. We're gonna have the BFA leveling guide. Thank you very much. Peace.